Men and women aren't equal. We live two different realities as well, especially when it comes to dating and relationships. For a man to go out there and date a mom, okay, that
I'm not gonna lie, that's just really sound crazy. Um, as a man, I would not advise women to go out. I take that back. I don't know what dating means, because I'm not saying I don't know what dating means, but I've realized that although it has its meaning, people also mean something different when they're saying it. A lot of times people say dating, but they just mean whatever they want you to do.
kind of makes some sense in a way. But there's consequences when a woman dates like a man, which he doesn't understand. Men,
In actuality, this whole equality conversation, this goes back to my point about that. I don't think people want equality. Women already have the equal right to do the same things that men do. We keep saying how different we are from one another, men and women. We're clearly not the same. The fact that we're different means things about us are different. Outcomes are different. Preferences are different. Alignments are different. Desires are different, right? And in a sexual way, women don't have the same desires in the bedroom that a man does. We don't have the same arousals. We don't have the same wants, right? Other facets of our lives as well, largely in the career field. Men and women don't generally have the same desires as far as what they want to work for. Women don't generally end up in a career working in the sewers or something like that, right? And I think people actually want freedom of expression. I want to do what's in my heart without being judged. It's not equal rights, because you got the equal right. You can do it. You can do what this man is saying. Now, you're going to have a different outcome, though, as a woman than you do as a man. And regardless of whether that's fair or right, it's what it is. That's just what it is. I'm not going to argue fairness, but I will argue that it is natural. It is a natural result. We're different. We're going to have different outcomes in the same situations. And that's just a matter of course. That's just a matter of fact. And it's not even if you were to try and attribute fairness to it, it goes both ways. We can't do everything that women can do. We can, but we're going to have a different outcome. We're going to have as a man, we're going to have different outcomes than women do for doing certain things that they predominantly do, right? Or there are things that are acceptable for them. And like, men can't get away with a lot of the stuff that women do. A man can't have an emotional conversation with another man. You're not going to get away with that. You're not going to have a fun experience with that. You're trying to have the conversation, like the stuff that men let go of just because you're a woman. Like, a man would love to have the manipulation tactics that a woman does. A man would love to have the freedom of having so many of the things that you do to be forgiven, be let go, be not have to deal with the consequences of. Like, this is it's a give and take. We got stuff that women would like to have. Women have stuff that a man would like to have, as far as like our allowances in our societies. It's just different. I feel like the real issue is that we judge each other, and each of us wants to be able to do what we want to do without being judged by someone else. And we don't live in that society. That's not what we do. I feel like the real issue is not equality, because we can do everything. You can actually make the same choice. You have the equality of choice. You have the equal opportunity to make the same choices, but you're gonna have a different outcome. Just like one person making a choice versus another person is gonna have somewhat of a different outcome.
Go out there, shoot your shot, see which one lands. That's normally how it is, because men approach women and women advertise themselves. So men have to make, plenty of approaches to get a woman. That's just going to be the thing. Men have to date many women usually to see which one is going to be a good wife.
A lot of the things that he is pointing out right there, I can't dispute it. What he's saying as a objective fact, I can't dispute it. Because, like I just said, men and women have different expectations for each other. Everything that he's saying is not, I said I can't dispute it as an objective truth, because although it might not be the reality that is locked into place, it might not be the ultimate reality of things, it's the one that we live by. It's our creed. It's the stipulations placed upon dating from the woman's perspective. Like, what is socially acceptable and expected from the man is largely dictated by the woman and what she desires, and vice versa. Because of that, how you go about dating is largely decided by the stipulations placed on you by what you're dating, who you're dating, right? So a lot of what we do isn't actually up to our own discernment or our own decisions. When you say, I have to meet these requirements to step up to the table, then you're also limiting the options of what I have to do to a certain extent. The choices that I'm making are based off of, I'm choosing to participate in the area of, I want to date you people, right? As a man, I'm saying, okay, I want to get a companion of the opposite sex. The opposite sex as a whole have placed stipulations upon how I can go about getting that from them. Now, I can interact with you however I choose, but if I want you to have this place in my life, you've placed stipulations upon that I have to act in accordance with, right? So a lot of the stipulations that women have placed on men have a requirement, an additional requirement that they don't prefer. And I'm not saying that to blame anybody. I'm saying that because you're largely in control. That means you're largely in control over the outcomes that you get, so you can change it. You can change what you end up with by considering the situation from a different perspective, from considering the situation from the perspective of, what do I ultimately want? What is the outcome that I want to get from, what is the final outcome I want to get from this situation? And then from there, you go back Okay, how do I get there? What steps, what decisions lead to my ultimate goal? And then you pick the goal, and then you pick the decisions that you want to make. And that's how you fix your alignment. You're aligned with where your daily life and your actions, your behavior, your characteristics and mannerisms are all lined up towards where you're trying to go. Instead of choosing what I want to do now based off of how I feel, and then allowing whatever outcome. No. Also choosing the outcome of that decision. Right? But you don't like the outcome, and you don't want to deal with the outcome, and you're frustrated by it, but you can't change it. It's there, and you don't know how to get back to where you was trying to get to this whole time in the first place, because you found yourself somewhere you don't want to be, you didn't intend to be. Right? Instead of having to deal with that, just pick what you're doing now based off of what you want out of it later. When you find yourself in a situation where you have to make a choice that has long-term consequences or long-term outcomes, you don't have to choose based off of how you feel right now. You can deal with how you feel right now and to receive what you want to feel later. It's a choice. It's an option. It's an option that you have to do that. And if you're not, then, well, there's not necessarily anything bad happening here. You're just dealing with what you did.